And a band of them asked for permission of the Prophet, PBUH, saying, Truly, our homes lie open to the enemy. And they lay not open. They but wished to flee. Al-Quran 33:12, 13. The Messenger of Allah, PBUH, wrapped himself in his robe and began to meditate on the perfidy of Banu Qurayza. The spirit of hopefulness prevailed over him and he rose to his feet saying, Allah is great. Hearken you Muslims, to Allah's good tidings of victory and support. He then started to lay decisive plans aiming at protecting the women and children, and sent some fighters back to Medina to guard them against any surprise assault by the enemy. The second step was to take action that could lead to undermining the ranks of the disbelieving Confederates. There, he had in mind to conclude a sort of reconciliation with the chiefs of Ghatfan on the basis of donating a third of Medina's fruit crops. He sought the advice of his chief companions, namely, Sid bin Muad and Sid bin Ubadah, whose reply went as follows: O Messenger of Allah! If it is Allah's injunction, then we have to obey, but if it is a new course you want to follow just to provide security for us, then we don't need it. We experienced those people in polytheism and idolatry, and we can safely say that they don't need the fruit of our orchards, they rather need to exterminate us completely. Now that Allah has honored us with Islam, I believe the best recourse in this situation is to put them to the sword. Thereupon the Prophet, PBUH, corrected their belief saying, My new policy is being forged to provide your security after all the Arabs have united to annihilate you, Muslims. Allah, the Glorious, the Exalted, praise is to Him, created something that led to the dissension of the enemies of Islam and, later on, to their full defeat. A man from the tribe of Ghatfan called Naim bin Masud asked to be admitted in the audience of the Prophet, PBUH. He declared that he had embraced Islam secretly, and asked the Prophet, PBUH, to order him to do anything that might benefit the Muslims. The Prophet, PBUH, asked him to do anything that could help the Muslims in the present distress and use any strategy of avail. The man, in a shuttle movement between the Jews, Quraysh and Ghatfan, managed to incite each party to let down the other. He went to see the chiefs of Banu Qurayza and whispered in their ears not to trust Quraysh nor fight with them unless the latter pledged some hostages. He tried to lend support to his counsel by claiming that Quraysh would forsake them if they perceived that victory over Muhammad, PBUH, was far-fetched, and the Muslims then would have terrible revenge on them. Naim then headed for the camp of Quraysh and managed to practice a similar strategy in its final result but different in content. He claimed that he felt that the Jews regretted breaching their covenant with Muhammad, PBUH, and his followers,